All right, let's talk about the big story this hour. Sources tell your channel that Sebi has sent a show cause notice to founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma and all the board of directors from 2021 for classification of promoters, incorrect classification of promoters. Rishabh is joining us with more on the story. Rishabh, what really is the concern that Sebi has?
Right, Tamanna, this is regarding a show cause notice that Sebi has delivered to Paytm's founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma, as well as a few board directors that has served during the company's IPO process way back in 2021. So at least 3 years old this issue is. Now the issue is regarding Vijay Shekhar Sharma's classification as a promoter. So during the IPO, he was not listed as a promoter, but rather as a non-retiring director. This was also highlighted by another firm called Institutional Investor Advisory Service. This is a prominent advisory services firm. And they had also found that the fact that VSS is not classified as a promoter is a sort of a regulatory loophole. And that despite his aggregate shareholding being higher, he does not hold the responsibilities that a promoter should. And I believe these current set of
Once again, Rishabh, what was he classified as in 2021, if not as a promoter? What did they classify VSS as?
He was a non-retiring director on Paytm's board at the time.
And so the bone of contention, if I understand, is that since he was not classified as a promoter, he did not carry as much fiduciary responsibility as he should have with the kind of share that he had.
That's right, Amana. And from what we're also hearing, as these notices have been served, Paytm has not put them out on the exchanges yet. So we should have some sort of word on that as well going ahead.
Thank you for that, Rishabh Bhatnagar, there with all of those details on the Sebi notice which has come through Paytm. Stock down about 5%. And Harsh, you know, this is a company that you've been tracking very closely. Yep. Fundamentally, right now, they are in that phase where they're grasping for a business, figuring out what their business will really be after the RBI crackdown a few months ago. Some relief with this Paytm insider deal, but apart from that, this is just another blow, because if you're questioning corporate governance standards at the very top, then that's definitely not something investors like.
Absolutely, Tamanna. It's always going to weigh on an investor's mind. At least if I were an investor, would weigh on my mind, because if you're consistently being caught or you've been caught off guard.
Questioned, I would say.
Questioned with regard whether it's RBI, whether it's Sebi, with regard to some of these simple corporate governance issues, then you are not going to have the best time where investors, or rather investor preference is concerned. Also, the other piece is that Vijay Shekhar Sharma had diluted some part of his stake as part of the IPO as well. If I recall, it was roughly 400 crore is what he himself had diluted as part of the IPO, which is roughly 0.4% of Paytm's market cap, roughly at that point. So, therefore, maybe that also starts getting called into question, because he also in some form benefited, if I may say so, from that IPO. And that will weigh in on investor minds as well. Till they don't sort their house out, I think there will be some amount of a headwind of sorts that Paytm will continue to face. And it's not been a one-time issue, it's been recurring. And that's where I think the concerns for investors has
you know, it's just a fascinating sort of story of going from the top of the ladder in terms of glory, the startup space, new product, right to this. So, I mean,